Guys, we have a racist atrocity on our hands because a white man, infiltrated an Indian poop throwing festival, and all hell is broken loose on the internet. God forbid he highlights and embraces their culture. So as I am sure you guys know by now, people make fun of and attack white and American culture all day long, or say that we have no culture, but apparently it is a racial crime against humanity for a YouTuber to release a documentary about India and poop throwing. The outrage over this is genuinely insane. We're gonna talk all about it and how people are really showing their true colors. But before we do, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and of course, ring that notification bell to make sure that you do not miss a single one of our uploads because they are very fun, in my opinion. Because the internet is so insane. All right, here we go. Let's just dive right in. So the YouTuber in question is Tyler Oliveira. He has a huge channel. He does documentaries that he shoots himself as he travels all over the world, meeting new people. Like, this is his thing. And the most recent one that he has been promoting over the last couple of weeks was on something called Gorahaba. And hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, but that is an Indian cow poop throwing festival. Cow dung, manure, whatever you want to say, that is what goes on at Gorahaba. You heard that correctly. And according to Wikipedia, Gorahaba is a festival that involves the participants playfully throwing or smearing, that's gonna be important later, smearing cow dung on one another as part of a local ritual tradition. And then the page goes on and they say that cow dung has ritual importance in Hinduism and that there is one ceremony that contains a mix, like they use something that is a mix of cow urine, cow dung, milk, curd, and ghee. There are a few of those substances that I do like. Some of those I do not want to be a part of. Anyway, that is Gorahaba. Just beautiful, just wonderful. What an incredible culture. I have a ton of cow dung at my farm. Maybe I should just start doing that. Anyway, moving on. For some insane reason, Tyler decided that he was going to go and experience this festival and he was going to film the entire thing for YouTube. And he did. And so last week, he posted the official teaser trailer for his documentary and it immediately went viral on X. Let's just go ahead and watch. Prepare thyselves for the poop.
I'm sinking. I'm gonna die today. They're gonna kill me. I will tell you. They're gonna kill me. Spare me. No good. Don't kill me. Spare me. They're sparing me. They're pessimists. Oh, so much shit. We keep pushing. I walk untouched. I am the one who shits. Oh my goodness. Keep moving. I'm sinking.
Okay, my favorite part of that entire teaser is he's like going, please don't kill me. Oh my God, I'm just trying to get through. And then suddenly something shifts and he's like, I'm just gonna be into it. He's like, yes. And all the guys get so excited. Like, obviously, this is an important part of their culture, I guess. Not something that I personally am interested in, but obviously they are very excited about it. He fully threw himself in. He immersed himself literally in the shit. He was fully immersed, and the comments have been hysterical for the last couple of weeks as all of these clips have gone viral. One person said, I'm gonna ban myself from entering India. Somebody else said, I don't like to say the word never, but I think India is the last country in the world that I want to visit. Somebody else said, I actually can't tell if it's AI, bro. I think I'm gonna get scammed. Like, tell me about it. It ain't just the boomers on Facebook anymore. This shit is getting hard to tell. But no, today, unfortunately, this actually is real. It is not AI. Now, from there, after he posted the teaser, Tyler started sharing other little clips to get people excited about this whole documentary that he was going to be releasing, like this one of a man eating poop at the festival because allegedly it helps ward off cancer. Just take a watch.
I see. Fresh right there.
But it's
Can I smell?
You smell it but bad. But our person,
It's pretty intense. Yeah.
because of this for scientific taste for, it's not for you just eating for little bit daily.
Eat a little bit?
Little bit eating. Scientific taste for, it's for not coming for cancer.
Okay, so scientifically proven that if you eat a little bit, it cures cancer.
No. I mean, maybe that's true. Is that something I am going to partake in? as somebody who has a farm with cow poop everywhere. No, simply that is not what I will do. Like in my worldview, absolutely not. And also, you will never be able to convince me that what is happening there in all of these videos is compatible with the Western world or American culture. And a lot of people felt that way, which is when shit really hit the fan for Tyler. Because after seeing those videos and seeing the comments, Indians decided that him showing off this cultural and religious ritual was actually deeply racist and intentionally offensive. Somebody on Reddit actually said that it was endgame for Indians. This poster even labeled it not safe for work and put a trigger warning. And he said, things are about to get a lot worse for the reputation of Desis, and racism online and real life is going to skyrocket. If it weren't bad enough already, the situation is going to get even worse soon. For those of you who aren't aware, the racist American YouTuber Tyler Oliveira is planning to post a 30-minute YouTube video about the cow dung throwing festival that occurs in a certain Indian village. He went there with a hazmat suit and a GoPro to film everything. Oliveira has over 8 million subscribers on YouTube and 500,000 on Instagram. He is a significant figure in the far-right's online ecosystem. Okay, I am on the political right, and I had never heard of this man before. And that is not a dig at all. He just has not been in my orbit. But no, I don't think that this is somebody who is in the far-right online ecosystem. He is simply a YouTuber who does insane things. If that makes him far-right, we have a whole other problem on our hands. But anyway, this person goes on and says, this will lead to a huge surge in racism online and in real life, particularly among Gen Z and Gen Alpha, who seem to be his target audience. Okay, so you believe that he is being racist, that this is going to cause a surge in racism because he highlighted something that already exists? Like, I thought people had said that white people were actually too ethnocentric and we needed to get out of our bubble and travel and see other cultures. That's what he's doing. I guess you didn't want him to go that far out of his bubble and show things like this. Like somebody commented on a TikTok about him and said, mother effer's upset that he went and showed their poo-poo parade. Yeah, literally. Now also, Tyler was not being intentionally offensive in the teaser or any of the clips that he had posted, which is all anyone had seen at this point. Like, he was riled up. He was jumping in the shit with everybody else. He was cheering. He was interviewing people with decency. Like, I'm sorry. You either need to own the fact that this insane festival is part of Indian culture and stand behind it, or say, yeah, that's crazy, and now as somebody who lives in the West, in America or Canada or wherever, I can't imagine doing that, but it's interesting to learn about. Like, we do not need to be clutching our pearls about any of this. Like, I'm sorry, but you cannot sit here in America behind your screen on Reddit complaining about somebody else actually engaging with and getting to know your culture because you're worried about how it will be perceived. Like, it is just too ridiculous. Like, what Tyler is doing, honestly, is actually real journalism, which is more than you can say for a lot of things today, which is why I trust ground news. I mean, from sealed documents, Hollywood cover-ups, to the media moguls profiting off of us believing their version of the truth, it is more difficult than ever to know who to trust and where to look to consume news. But I think the ground news is one of the most powerful tools tackling this. And as you guys know, I'm very intentional on who I choose to partner with. So when I talk about ground news, it is for a reason. I love these guys because unlike other platforms, ground news does not push or suppress information to influence your perception of what is going on around the world. Their app and their website pull in the world's perspective on today's biggest issue so that you can see what facts are being covered, ignored, and what biases are influencing both. And probably the clearest example of this is their blind spot feed, which is their unique thing that they offer where you can see what stories are being suppressed on both sides of the political aisle to make sure that you are getting the full picture. And I partner with Ground News to get you full access to the truth for 40% off. That is $5 a month for the same Vantage plan that I have been using for the last year. When you go to groundnews.com/Brett or scan the QR code on the screen, this app is how we hold the powerful accountable, so join today. And Balance of Nature is how we keep our health in check. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am always looking for simple ways to get more fruits and vegetables into my day, and Balance of Nature fruits and veggie supplements make that so incredibly easy. With Balance of Nature, there are no binders, no fillers, or flow agents. It is just ingredients from 16 whole fruits and 15 whole vegetables, freeze-dried and lab-tested, put into their capsules. Their supplement powders are made from 100% whole foods, delivering the natural goodness of fruits, vegetables, spices, and fibers, just as nature intended. And they are not just convenient, they are the original balance of color, taste, and smell. And guys, you know I love them. I've been working with them for over 3 years now. And so if you're ready to jump on board, just go to balanceofnature.com and use code Brett at checkout to get a free fiber and spice supplement plus 35% off your first set as a new preferred customer. Again, you can get that by using code Brett at checkout. All right, but back to the story, back to the accusations of racism. It did not stop with that singular Reddit post. Somebody else posted on X and said, Tyler Oliveira enters India pretending to be a vlogger, only hunts for the dirtiest corners, chicken markets, garbage dumps, and now some little known village festival. He's not here to explore, he's here to defame. It is hard to believe that this isn't part of a planned smear campaign. Dude, it literally is part of a smear campaign. You get it? because they're smearing cow shit on each other. And again, I really don't care. He's there engaging with culture. He did not seem offensive. He was not attacking anyone. He was simply highlighting something that happens every year in this Indian village. Anyway, the outrage kept growing. People were even calling upon Google and YouTube to censor him and ban the video. This one woman said, India is YouTube's second largest market and is poised to become Google's most important market in the coming years. If the government of India cannot leverage this position to direct Google from preventing the release of a content made with the only intention to dehumanize and incite more racism against Indians, then the minister, this is the person who is the minister of broadcasting in India, should step down. I request other followers to bring this attention to the government of India. So they are literally asking the government of India to go to Google and say, do not let this documentary about a festival that actually does happen in India and is beloved by the people who live in this village, do not allow that to be posted online because it could incite violence. Because in our mind, it was created with the intention to incite racism and violence. That is not why this was created. Again, he is highlighting culture. We could actually argue that this is anti-racism because instead of just watching and judging things from afar, Tyler actually went to India. He went to the village. He experienced it for himself. Thank you very much. I would say that maybe that is anti-racist, but no, that is not good enough. People were hell-bent on arguing that he was only doing this to India and it was highly racist and it was all targeted at Indians. Somebody else posted and said, why is Tyler Oliveira interested in cultural reform in India when he can do it in his own country? USA has high sex trafficking rates, rapes, bestiality, gun culture, and drug addiction. Who appointed Goras as India's moral and cultural police? Another person said, this photo isn't from India. It's Woodstock in 1999, an American festival. Toilets overflowed. Attendees broke water in toilet pipes. People thought they were jumping in mud, but it was actually sewage mixed with human waste. Dozens were hospitalized. Multiple reports of sexual assault were filed. Maybe make a documentary about that first. How does this even relate to what Tyler is doing? He responded and he said, throwing and rubbing cow poop on each other's bodies that has been collected over the span of 6 months to honor a god born from cow poop is not the same as concert attendees jumping in what they thought was mud. This level of coping is insane. It truly is. But guys, the coping did not end there. Another person posted this and said, why do you have to come to India and then record a video of a cow dung festival by going in the middle of the event and then cry like a loser? You shitty fellow. Shitty. The shit jokes, guys, they're just too good. They go on and they say, you can record poop in Western countries, plenty on streets of California. Human poop you can have record in your countries. Make videos. And then Tyler responds and says, I've filmed in many of those cities. Don't be mad, bro. And that's the thing. He does. It's not just about India. No matter how much you're crying online and posting on X and posting on Reddit, this is what Tyler does. This is his entire YouTube channel. Look at some of these videos. I investigated the poorest town in America. England is on the brink of a civil war. I exposed scammers in Rome. I investigated the drug overdose capital of America. I exposed scammers in NYC. I exposed scammers in Barcelona. I think the majority of his videos are actually done here in America. But apparently, Indians smearing poop on each other was the final straw. And guys, this was just chef's kiss, icing on the cake. Even Dinesh D'Souza jumped in and was triggered. He commented on one of Tyler's posts and said, how about commenting on this festival? It seems like the future belongs to the poop throwers. And he posted the screenshot of a graph showing the median household income by major racial and ethnic groups in the United States that showed that Asian households make the most money in America. And this is the same Dinesh D'Souza that for years has said, I'm an American first. I don't care about race. I am an American. And let's just say his one comment that he probably thought was innocent started a whole other debate on top of the racist accusations. Like one person said, Dinesh, I don't get it. Why do you personally care so much about a post that was about Indians in India when you are fully American, as you say? And not to completely get off course here, I'm just throwing this in here, but this is especially interesting because as many people brought up, including Dinesh himself, he has long fought against multiculturalism in the West. Like in one post relatively recently, he said, I'm the Indian in this photo. He posted a family photo. He said, I'm the Indian in the photo. I've written against multiculturalism and in defense of Western civilization for 30 years. He has also posted and said, your skin color is the least interesting thing about you. Black is boring, white is boring, race is boring. Let's move on to something else. So my thought here is that Tyler's documentary should actually be an accidental argument in support of the things that Dinesh has stood against. Right? Because it's so insane and we should not be wanting to have mass immigration into our country and bring that into our Western world. Like, right? Isn't that what you're saying? Anyway, whatever. I just thought that was interesting, so I wanted to include it. Moving on, the point being, now the right and the left were both up in arms about this documentary, about all the things that Tyler was doing. And on top of all of that, on top of asking the Indian government to ask Google to censor the video, people started doxing Tyler and his family. They even went so far as to claim that Tyler's mom was an OnlyFans and porn star model. So he was was getting attacked, his family was getting attacked, he was also getting thousands of scam calls, all of which he shared online as he was getting ready to release this documentary. And after 2 weeks of this insanity and all of these attacks of racism, he finally said, enough, I am done. Or so we thought. This is what he posted. He said, after much consideration, I have decided that I will not be releasing my documentary capturing India's poop throwing festival. I have been doxxed. I have been threatened by thousands of Indians over the last 2 weeks. Tens of thousands of Indians have turned my life into a living hell. My family has been attacked in ways I could have never imagined. Showing up to this poop festival was the worst decision of my life, and I severely underestimated the power of India. I am only one man. I cannot defeat the combined power of 1.5 billion Indians who yearn for my destruction. It's a really funny tweet. I simply cannot continue fighting this war and must choose my battles. This one simply isn't worth it. I never meant to offend Indians, their religion, or their culture. I just wanted to participate in this unusual poop throwing festival and share it with the world to see. I ask that all Indians reading this please leave my family alone. Thank you. But thankfully, guys, after then that post also went viral, it seems like maybe this was just a marketing tactic or he caught his second win and he got empowered again, because after the weekend, after he made that post, he shared this. He said, psych, India poop throwing festival out now. Americans do not negotiate with terrorists. You can dox, threaten, harass, or kill me and I will still keep going. I am unstoppable. I will never stop fighting for the truth. Mic drop from Tyler and release the documentary. He did. And unfortunately, just to bring it all back, unfortunately for Dinesh D'Souza, that one comment is still chasing him. Tyler even quote tweeted him and said, mask off, Dinesh, you got pump faked. Whatever happened to no more identity politics? I don't know if Dinesh is ready for Gen Z. I don't know if he is ready for what is to come with Gen Z or Gen Alpha, but maybe that is just one of the lessons of today. Now, the other lesson is do not apologize to people who are hell-bent on hating you, who desperately want to cancel you no matter what you say. I mean, just take this response from Tyler. Somebody posted this in the South Asian masculinity subreddit and said, Tyler Oliveira must be canceled. And he wrote, so the white Nazi, insane, known as Tyler Oliveira, posted the poop throwing festival in India video. This is sure to inflame already bad online racism against Indians. Is there any way we can cancel him? Which is like most insane post. And Tyler responds and says, the most masculine thing you can do as a South Asian is definitely to conspire with other Redditors as to how you can cancel me for filming a poop throwing festival in your country. Give it a rest and go pick up some weights. Yeah, the most masculine thing that you can actually do in this situation is acknowledge that this festival is in fact wild, that it is insane, maybe even celebrate Tyler for being willing to actually get in there and actually experience it, which is more than most of you can say who are pissed at him. I guarantee they have not put themselves into the middle of an Indian poop throwing festival to try to experience and share something about a culture. So anyway, go touch grass, go shovel some cow manure, and log off after you watch Tyler's insane documentary. All right, see you guys next time. I'm coming to you live from my version of the Indian poop throwing festival. If I'm not careful, I'm gonna fall in all of this. This actually it's pig poop instead of cow dung. Anyway, touching poop.